It's your old mate Daryl. Well, here I am again in Hornsea. I've just finished my coastwatch and I'm in Tesco's car park where I've just had a sandwich, and now we're going to walk around bits of a town that we haven't seen before. So we're going to walk from Tesco's. We'll take the main drag back into Hornsea, and then we'll look at some more of the shops and stuff, and we'll take the back route, you know, to the promenade, and then we'll just walk down the promenade, the bit that we didn't walk down last week. It's probably about 4 miles, I'd say. Well, it's certainly a nice day. Normally I wouldn't bother with my coat. The reason why I have got my coat with me is because I'm wearing my coastwatch uniform, which is fine, except there's all sorts of rules. I'm just making sure my car's locked. There's all sorts of rules and things. It's locked. Yeah, I just made sure it's locked. So I've got my coat covering up my coastwatch. Yeah, it's quite a big Tesco's. It's a lot bigger than the one we have in Hornsea. They sell a lot more things here. Well, the Duchess is definitely a lot better than what we were yesterday. Hello, Charlotte. How are you? Good to have you on board anyway. Am I in the UK? Yes, I am in the UK. Right now, I'm in Hornsea. Just coming out of Tesco's car park at Hornsea. That's in East Yorkshire. We're about 20 miles or so northeast of Hull. And in a bit, we'll be going and having a walk on the promenade. But before we do that, we're going to walk back into the town centre and a little bit more, and then we're going to make our way to the prom. Well, I'm glad you like it. So stick with us and you'll see a little bit of Hornsea. See, we've been looking at fuel, 169.9 pence. This morning it was 166.9. A few reasonable cars here. None of them are really big enough for me, with all the stuff that I need for that old Duchess. That's why I've got the Sangyong. The boot is absolutely enormous. I can get all her gear in. A mobile scooter, you know, a mobility scooter, and all sorts of other stuff when we're going away. So that's why we have it. It's a good car anyhow. Alright mate. Yeah, I'm great. You? I've not got you on here, so. Nice enough guy, that. Hi Jack, how are you today? Hi Edward. Well, we're here in Hornsea again. Hi Mike. Hello like gorillas, how are you? Hello Lily. How are you? Got quite a few new people on here. So these are some of the bungalows that you have in Hornsea. Quite nice, only small, but I think they're a bit bigger than mine. But I know the prices for Hornsea are a lot more expensive than Withensea. No, they're not that much bigger than ours. But they're a lot more expensive, so I just think to myself, I'm alright with what I've got. Small stream. You know, most of these, small towns on the East Yorkshire coast feel all very similar in the sense that they cater for a lot of old people. A lot of people come here to retire. It's a nice place to be. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Hi Jack, I've not got Toby with me today. Poor little man's at home. You know, I've done an extra shift at Coastwatch. So this is why I'm in Hornsea and I'm walking around Hornsea and I haven't got Toby with me. Hello. You can say, oh wow, I am really honoured. Two of you. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful, aren't they? Thanks a lot, love. Oh, they were gorgeous, weren't they? The dogs, however miserable you might feel, however depressed you might be, you can always guarantee a dog will always make you feel better. See, we're coming into the town now. I'm going to cross over. I might be able to show you something else, or I might not, I don't know. Right, this is all part of the Wassand estate, the Hornsea Mere. Now, me and Dutch just come here a lot and we'll watch the ducks. Now, I don't know whether it's open. It may be open or it might not be. If it is, we'll just take a walk down and come back again. And then we'll just continue our excursion through Hornsea. Now, my Duchess would have loved one of these houses. It is a nice place to live. Only we couldn't really have afforded it. I were thinking whether to walk down to the Hornsea pottery or not. The pottery is no longer there. It's one of those out of town retail sites. We're not going to be able to get through here, unfortunately. As you can see, the gates are closed. Sad. I don't even know what time it closes, so I'm going to have a look now. What time do you normally close?
About 4 o'clock.
Oh, I know in future then. See, so it normally closes about 4 o'clock, so... Well, we came to have a look, but there'll always be another time. It's actually quite nice. Well, all right, you're going to Leeds to what? No, it certainly hasn't rained today here neither. Well, that is true. Yeah. This actually, I think, is a private road. Hi, Spirit Brothers. I think this is a private road, to be honest, Edward. Might be part of the Walkabouts estate. Or it might belong to these houses across here. I'm not sure. But yeah, whenever I drive down here, it's always very, very, very slow. And I'm watching where I go. What you? That were good of him. I wasn't sure what he were doing. I mean, he pointed the direction he were going. Ah, that is great. So what we'll do now, we'll quietly head into town. See, a notice on there, private road. So yeah, the council won't do anything with it because it's not their problem. It's probably the Walkabouts estate who are responsible. Oh yeah, it is right though, isn't it? It is a huge problem over here. Massive. So we're back on the main drag. Going into Hornsea Beach cottages. Now I've got some youngsters coming up, so I'm moving my camera to one side. Yeah, school kids, so I don't want to catch them on camera. Couple of young girls. We'll have a walk down here, Walker Lane. These roads are really, really narrow. Can be stressful. Yeah, this is the Hornsea Ex-Servicemen's Club. So a lot of people there who were in HM forces, you know, the Army, Navy and Air Force will go in there. The NCI have some of its meetings there. Last time I went, it was for the AGM, and I didn't know. I just parked in their car park and I got a 60 quid fine because I should have told them my car number, and because I didn't, they've contracted out to a parking company. So I got a 60 quid fine. I went in, I said, hang on a minute, I was at a meeting for the NCI. They said, and one of them things, mate. So no point in arguing with them. Just paid me money, took my choice. Yeah, initially, yeah, that is right. All these roads were for horses. Back that, yeah. But all these roads were. Well, yeah. Do I expect Keir Starmer to protect you? Beto does. I get boxed. I'm Mr. Maxonian. No, I'm absolutely great. I'm fine. Toby's at home with his mum. She's still recovering from the lurgy. I had it earlier on, like last week. I've recovered, but she's got it. Yeah. Yeah, plants, care, accessories and workshops. Nice little shop, that. I would like to see places like that, the Success Centre. Success through retention, education. I don't know what they do. Yeah. The Greyhound Rescue. Top there. Second-hand stuff. We're raising money for greyhounds. Some dinosaurs down there, look. I'm sure my grandson would like them. Old scale, look. £30. There you go. Got weights and everything. There you go. Scooby-Doo's truck. Volkswagen camper. £5. And you get Shaggy to go with it. That'd be nice for the wall, wouldn't it? African elephant's head. Yeah, it's cold here sometimes. Yeah, I'm glad you like me walks in other places. Edward. Yeah, cake stand there. The old Duchess would probably like that. When she was a lot fitter, she could spend all day browsing around a shop like that. Now this is going to be the thing in Hornsea lately, starfish. We're supposed to be getting one for our station. Some sort of spider made of metal. Now I like the owl. Flowers. Oh, look at the kestrel. I like the one, the kestrel, the real one that we have. We often see him in Withensea. I've known him for years. A cake stand at £35. Don't think so. Laura Ashley. So that's the name, that's why you're paying for it. Well, for ubiquitous Turkish barber, we've got loads and loads of them. I'm crossing over. Well, last week we were across the road just there, looking at those houses, and we saw, you remember, St. Nick's? Ah, I bet she would. And these are some of the houses. Now that one, the cottage, that one, they're asking 450,000. This one here, 425. Detached house, 389. Well, 389, 950. 390. 450. Bungalow, right for me and the Duchess. 395. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. So they are quite big, these bungalows, in all fairness. Now, 2 bedrooms, 285, but it's got 2 bathrooms as well. It's okay if you've got the kids staying with you, I think. Yeah, a semi-detached bungalow, 3 bedrooms. That's at Skirlow, so it's not near the sea. Oh, Dave, well, look, Toby will be treated like a little prince while I'm out. Will he have treats or will he have treats? He'll have loads and loads of treats. He'll be telling her how hard done by he is, and she'll be agreeing with him, and she'll be giving him loads and loads of treats. But she can't give him his dinner because he won't eat it. That's nice, that. £220. I don't know, I'd pay 220 for it, but yeah, it's still nice. Yeah, Hornsea is a little bit like Hebden Bridge. When we go to Hebden Bridge, which we will be doing, you know, we'll talk about the similarities. I could do it going there, I think. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cross the road. I'm not going to walk down here very far because there's not a lot to see. I might be able to show you a little bit of the mere, but we'll see. Need to be a bit careful. Now that corner could be a bit difficult, I think. The Victoria, ensuite rooms. That's nice, isn't it? And I'm facing the sun, so I'm going to struggle a little bit. Hi Guy, how are you? Yeah Guy, nothing happened. Saw a couple of ships out at sea, oil tanker and a container ship. There were 3 people and they were bodyboarding. First time I saw that I nearly freaked out, but now I'm fine. Hello. Thank you. So, yeah, and it just kept my eye on them, noted them that they were there, and noted them when they left. Again, I was in charge of the watch. So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm not on again now until Monday, and our hours have changed. Instead of being in 10 till 1, I think it is, we're now in 9:30 till 1:30, because as you know, the clocks go back an hour. Oh, no, they go forward an hour. Spring forward, fall back, yeah. So yeah, so we go forward an hour. So some nice property here. If you go down here far enough, it will eventually it'll bring you out in Hull. Or should I say, you'll go through Beverley first. As I said, I'm not going to go too far down here. The farther we go, the farther we have to go back. And there are other things to see. And that looks nice. I'll tell you a bit about the history of this. You see the bike and the why? Well, back in 2015, you know, the Tour de France, its opening stage was actually here in Yorkshire. Various bits of Yorkshire. They went through here, Hornsea. They had another bit in South Yorkshire, we had a little bit in North Yorkshire, and we had quite a big bit on the Pennines in West Yorkshire. And then after that, they decided, well, this was good. So they've had the Tour de Yorkshire every year ever since. Let's cross over. A bit more room on this pavement than there is just walking on the grass, especially when I'm walking into the sun. It's nice, isn't it? Hello, Annette. Hello, Ken. How are you? What time are my streams? Well, usually 4:15. You love Thailand, did you? How's your wrist? Your arm, is it any better? That's right. That's right, Jack. Oh, there it is. You get a good view of the mere. Can you see it? You know, when we first started the walk across Fairlock, when we first started the walk, those locked gates, that's where I wanted to go to show you that, but I couldn't because it was locked. It's a big freshwater lake. You've all sorts of birds on it. You've got cormorants, Canada geese, mallard ducks, I don't know, you name it. Every time you've got lots and lots of birds. So we're in Hornsea today, Annette. Well, we'll go a little bit further down here. We might get a better look at it. In fact, yeah, let's just cross over. I should be able to give you a better look. Look at these houses, they're beautiful, aren't they? So this is part of a Wassant estate. You're not getting much better, I know, but that is the mere. It's fresh water. God, how long's it been now? I've got one of them, you know, Jack, a fake Rolex. My son brought it back from China. Yeah. So that's it. And it's absolutely amazing. Well, I'm going to turn round here. We're going to go back into the town centre. Well, not quite the town centre, but we're going to walk a bit more around Hornsea. All these cars, where are they all coming from? Is somebody giving away free gifts? Wow, we can get up, we can get across the road now. Somebody must be giving away free gifts, I think, to have that much traffic. Yeah, that's a fair point. I have a nice watch, a Citizen Red Arrow watch. The boys and my missus bought it me years ago. It's a nice watch. I don't really wear it though. And I have a fake Rolex. And if I'm going to go somewhere and I'm going to put a suit on, then I will wear a watch. Like I'll wear cufflinks and things like that. Hi Reese, what am I doing? I'm walking around Hornsea, which is a seaside town on the East Yorkshire coast, round about 20 miles northeast of Hull. See, look at that house. Lovely, isn't it? So we're having a look round. Usually we walk around Withensea where I live. But I've just finished my coastwatch duty. And I know if by the time I get home it'll be too late to come out. So we're having a walk round Hornsea, make the most of it. And we will be coming back to Hornsea whenever I do afternoon shift. So we're not going to get to see the whole of Hornsea today. We're going to get to see some of it like we did last Thursday. Ellie Rose, that bus company, they do a lot of school work. Our local school at Withensea, we do a lot there. You know, bringing kids in and taking them home from all the local villages. We also go to the sixth form colleges, you know, for 16 to 18 year olds. From what I can make of it, it takes about an hour to an hour and a half for them to get home. So if you're at one of the sixth form colleges, you're not getting home till about 4:30. Which I think's pretty bad, really. You know, it's a long journey, hour and a half in the morning, probably longer, hour and a half at night time. Well, we'll walk up Mount Pleasant Street. You know, I've never been along here. So it's a new one on me. I know where I am. But it is a new one. Let this guy come down with his bag. And we don't lose anything. There you go. Right, mate. It looks like he's power cleaning the path. Look at that tortoise. Yeah. Mick Ronson, yeah. Spiders from Mars. You go into Hull Paragon Station, there is a thing dedicated to him, like a plaque on the wall dedicated to Spiders from Mars, and Mick Ronson's mentioned. We're safe. So this is another road out of Hornsea. So I'm not going to go up massively, but we'll go up to where the ribbon development ends. We'll walk back and then we'll make our way back to the shoreline. We'll go past the inland inshore rescue boat, or where the boathouse is, and the marina. I think everybody in the world probably knows about music or have heard of Mick Ronson. I mean, I'm not brilliant in terms of music, but even I knew. And don't forget, Jack used to live over here. I know he was only a kid, but he has got a good grounding of what the UK is and what we're about. It's a nice bungalow, isn't it? That's the sort of place you could come, any of these towns, Withensea, Hornsea, Paddington, and you don't have any undue worries about your kids. I'm not saying there's no dangers, and I'm not saying there isn't issues, but certainly nothing like there is in, say, West Yorkshire or the Midlands. Well, this is Hornsea School. Now I think at one time, you know, this used to be, or down it would have been the college. Well, you know, the Hornsea College. But I think that's gone a long time ago. Yeah, that's it, Jack. I thought that. I thought, yeah, you will know. Because it is, you know, Mick Ronson, Spiders from Mars, Bowie. It's all your era of when you lived in the UK. I've turned round. As I say, I could go up a bit further. There's not really any point. It's just countryside. I don't know whether they have a sixth form centre or not. So this is the problem with East Yorkshire. The schools are all right. Up to 16, they're fine. It's what happens after that if that makes sense. Because your kids are going to go to a sixth form college, and that's it. They're going to be bussed in and bussed back every day. So they're on the bus for 3 hours. And okay, mum can take them, or dad can take them, but if you're both working, you might be lucky and it's on your way into work. Well, that's good, and you can finish, you know, and bring them home. You might be able to do that, but as a rule that's going to be very hard for most people, and that's your problem. So I mean, they're leaving home to get in for 9 o'clock. They're leaving home at 7:30 in the morning. So what time are you getting them up at? 6:30? They're not getting home until 4:30, 5 o'clock. So when they've got homework to do, assignments and things like that. It just means they're stressed. One of my neighbours got his son a car, got him through his high intensity driving course, got him his own car. I think if I lived here, I'd have definitely done that for my two when they were young. Because otherwise it's just going to be too hard. Well, not too hard, but I remember when I was doing my degree, get the bus from Manchester, get the bus to Manchester from Burnley. That was like an hour and a half. Get the 6:15 bus, getting to work for 7:45. Work a full shift, having to run then to Salford Central Station, get the train to Preston, go to my lecture, and we're getting home at like 10:30 at night, and it was just so difficult. As I said, the good thing about it, the really good thing, was it gave me a lot of enforced reading time. But can you imagine being on a bus full of school kids? At least in the morning, when I was going in, everybody were asleep except me. And the driver, of course. And I could read. On the train back from Manchester to Preston, that was a bit more problematic, because mainly I had to stand. On the train coming back to Burnley from Preston, yeah, that was fine. Another hour and a half. Enforced reading. Having a brisk walk home. But it was hard work. Now we're back on the main drag, and we can see the view is dominated by St. Nick's. Yeah, Brian May, yeah. Eric Clapton. I like Dire Straits, you know, and Mark Knopfler. And what's happened to him? I've not heard of him for years. I remember when he went solo, and I don't think it really did well. But I liked his Albion song. He was talking about the Albion Works in Glasgow. Albion, sure as a sunrise. And I liked his Mason-Dixon line, that were a good one. But then he just sort of disappeared, didn't he? Right, we're going to take our life in his hands. Right, we managed, I think. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to walk over to Hornsea Beach, the promenade. I'm not going to go along all of it because we went along a lot of it last week, so I'm going to go over the bits that we haven't been along. Look at that little cottage. Old Garth Park. I think last week we were at the other side of it, if I remember rightly. Yeah, back in the day, Dire Straits were really something, weren't they? But what you see across there is the caretaker's house for Hornsea School and Language College. Now, I don't mind being the school caretaker to live in that, especially when not now, but when I was younger. Why be a teacher when you can have that house and be a caretaker? Well, there's a bit of information for you. The school was built on the site of Hornsea House, the home of Joseph Armitage Wade, the self-styled King of Hornsea. And there we go, Hornsea School and Language College. So it's your school. It's not particularly big. But I think it's a good school. I mean, this is the thing in areas like this. The staff tend to be good, the kids tend to be good, and the school tends to be good. You go into more urban areas, it gets more difficult. But in areas like this, it's good. I mean, my old school, Buttershaw, in Bradford, they struggled to get good teachers. A lot of young teachers, as soon as they'd done their induction, they were off. Get a better school, an easier job. So you weren't getting it. It's hard to get new talent. Let's look at those houses. The gable. It's just such a lovely place, isn't it? That's somebody's home. That's a very, very fair point. So Andy Scott couldn't have been Welsh because you've only got a few letters. Well, yeah. When you look at Welsh words. Lovely them little cottages. And look at this. Cedar Lodge. Oh, it's a good one, that the width there in that. Oh, excellent. Congratulations, Jack. Even I got it straight away. Well, that's not always the case with me, is it? So what we're going to do now, we'll go to the top of this road and we'll just simply walk down the promenade, just like we would do at Hornsea, right to the very end. We've seen bits of it. Yeah, this is the Hornsea Cottage Hospital, run by the NHS, Umber Teaching NHS Foundation Trust. The local foundation trust has found itself being assessed at being 146th out of 146 other whatever it is, out of trusts, NHS trusts. They are the worst performing trust in the UK. The chief executive was interviewed on Loch North, East Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, and she said things aren't as bad as what they're saying. The problem is money. They want more money. That is what she said. She is on, I think it's £240,000 a year salary with all the perks and everything else. So that's nice, isn't it? You know, with all the perks to actually run the NHS trust. Before that, she was at another failing trust, the Cumberland or Cumbria. So she failed them. She got out, and this set of jerks gave her a job, and she's failed again. But it's not her fault. It's due to lack of money. Don't know what you say to that. She's going on for £240,000 for Jack and our American friends. That's round about $430,000 a year for doing what? Beggars belief, doesn't it? Captain Kirk's still about, is he? Wow. Just unbelievable. Well, the government has put them in some type of special measures. We'll have to see what happens. Remember, we came up here last Thursday and I showed you my coastwatch station. So we'll walk a bit of the way that we walked last week. Along the North Promenade, and then the South Promenade Road, which you might remember was closed off, that's now open. So we'll go down there and then we'll make our way back to Tesco's. So we've still got a fair way to go yet. I did cheese sarnie at Tesco's. You know what? The cheese was absolutely tasteless. Cheddar cheese with no taste in it at all. When I was a kid, my grandfather used to get this cheese. I don't know where he got it from. He was really scraping the barrel, but it was awful stuff. And it used to take the roof of your mouth, take the skin off the roof of your mouth. It was as strong as you can get it. I don't know what it was, but nobody liked my grandfather's cheese. Nobody. We'd go to the house and we'd have salad for tea and there'd be cheese on it. I'm all right, Grandad, I don't want any cheese. No, I'm all right. You can't just eat lettuce. Yeah, I'm all right with lettuce. I'm all right, Grandad. No, you're not. You'd have... Oh, God, it was absolutely awful stuff. Tiny little bit of meat. That probably wasn't worth having. And then, oh, God. That was my Grandad for you. So, we'll start off at my coastwatch station again, and then we'll work our way back. Just look at the sea. This is my coastwatch station. We've got the radar on the roof, CCTV look, VHF aerials. All the things we need. Tells you the time and lots of other information if people want it. So this is it. This is my station. Now the CCTV hello. Hello, little man. Will stretch right the way over as far as you can see. I can bring that up right down there where the caravan park is, which is where we're going now. So that's about 3/4 of a mile away, and with that CCTV I can magnify it as if it's about 100 yards off. So you may remember we came across it, we came down here. Got a kiddie wink, so I'm just gonna slide my phone a little way off. We don't want to be catching kiddie winks. There we go. Now these posters, I think, are exquisite. Lakeland by the Sea, that's telling you about them here. But yeah, they were done like in the 1930s by the LNER, London North Eastern Railway. They did loads, not just for Hornsea, but for Whitby, Scarborough, Bridlington, Farley, all the North Sea coasts. Just amazing, it really is. I know my nan and my granddad, I told you before last week, they used to come over to Hornsea quite a lot from Manchester. And now in them days, you just jump on the train to Hull and change trains. They never had a car. I never actually knew that, Jack. I never knew William Shatner was Jewish. Man, I'm not surprised. Where are we, Tigger? We're at Hornsea in East Yorkshire. Oh, sorry to hear that, Glenn. I never knew my dad's dad. My grandfather, my paternal grandfather. Yeah. That's right, Edward. There's quite a few in Cheshire, actually. I'll try. Once the clocks go, whatever we do with them next week, I'll see what time the Mere closes, and we'll go and have a look at it. How does that sound? There you go, there's your Mere. Now, we're here, as you can see, and then we walked, Tesco's down here, I don't think. No, Tesco's down here. And then we walked up here. South Gate, East Gate, other side of Old Garth Park, Cliff Road for Floral Hall, Elam Gardens, down the promenade, and now we're here. So we're walking down there, and we'll walk down Hornsea Burton Road, and we'll make our way onto Hull Road, and that's what we're going to do. Now Wassendall, that's another place. I've never actually been there. And to give you a bit of context as to where we are, you can see Hull, Withernsea down here, and Hornsea's there, and Brid. Yeah. So we'll carry on. Oh. Yeah, a lady pushing a dog pram. We've got a dog pram, but it was quite an expensive one. We're going on for £300. It's big. And we got it for Charlie and Alfie when they started failing. Now it's no good to us. You know, we're never going to have two dogs again. We've got Toby, and that's going to be, he's going to be the last one. Remember we came past here last week? Now I'm not bothered about any money for it, but I'd rather somebody had it who could use it, so I'm going to look into this. Got some kiddie winks, so I don't want to get them on. I had one to the left of me and one to the right of me. So you may remember last week all this was cordoned off. And you may remember I parked the car to my right, just up here a little bit, opposite where it says Broadway, opposite there. Yeah, so we've actually seen a lot more of Hornsea. We've gone round in a bigger circle, a bigger loop basically. Now here's something to show you. The Transpennine Trail, which goes from Hornsea right the way over to Southport. Now we walked a little bit of that last Thursday where the station is, which is just further up there. Come on. Just further up there. Now I was thinking of doing the whole thing, walking from Hornsea over to Southport. If my granddaughter gets into a grammar school, doing it for their school funds. We'll have to see. Could have walked 20 miles a day, yeah. Only problem is it's the old Duchess. She'll be on her own for all that time. If I get Nicola to come over, that wouldn't be so bad. I'll have to see what happens on that though. I'm up for it. Yeah, you do get a lot of fishermen. Mainly though, this is the south prom. You mainly get them further up on the north prom. You know, the other side of our station, because we keep an eye on them. Most of the fishermen are fine, they know what they're doing, but we just keep an eye just in case. You might get somebody new who doesn't know what they're doing. Which is what we're there for, really, to watch out for people, watch out for things that can go wrong. Right, the Hornsea Promenade. So we got a measured kilometre from here. Adverts along it, Whitehead's Fish and Chips. What the kids have drawn. That's nice. If anybody's interested in art, I like that one. The fish, the guy in the bell suit and the gull looking down on him. I like that one too. You gotta watch them gulls. If you're eating chips, they'll attack you. They'll mug you for it. And that goes back to 1963. That's when the line shut down. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, it is Hornsea in East Yorkshire. Like a montage. Another montage. Now I like this one, the fisherman. How that? Like that. From Hornsea where the sun rises to Southport where the sun sets. Yeah. Fishermen. Lockdown 2020. Some of the things we've seen before. Hornsea pottery, the pike and heron, the floral hall. Seen all that. Yeah, all this was blocked off last week, so we didn't come down here. So this is like the other side or the other part of the promenade. Me and Toby have walked down here. Oh, our Jack Russell Judd passed away aged 15 years on the 23rd of 11/25. He loved it here on the beach. Please help yourself to the treats for your dog. His memory, he loved other dogs. In his memory, he loved other dogs. Oh. This is your boatyard. Yeah, we've also got a place where you can launch the boats, a slipway. I shall show you that in a moment. I think there they have a little, like a little clubhouse thing. I'm not sure what they do. But here's your slipway if you want to go. A lot of the fishing boats use it. Got a few pictures that I can use for my icon later on. I shall show you the Hornsea inshore lifeboat place in a moment. Quite a big caravan park here, Jack. Pretty much like all the others we've seen. But I'm not going to go on to it today, although another time, maybe. See, and this is the road back to Withensea or Hull. So this is the Hornsea Inshore Rescue Lifeboat Station. Quite a bit bigger than ours in Withensea, isn't it? See, it tells you on there, Hornsea Inshore Rescue Lifeboat Station. And the caravan park is called Long Beach. It sounds as if it's in Florida or somewhere like that, doesn't it, Jack? Long Beach. Do you a bit for Hornsea? Saving lives on the East Yorkshire coast since 1994. Thank you for helping our local independent lifeboat charity. They're not RNLI, they are independent. From our boathouse to our Sea Safe Centre, volunteers work year round to save lives and teach our RYA sea safety courses. We're entirely funded by your support and couldn't do without you. So, there you go. That's good. They do a good job. Why they're different to ours, I'm not sure. I don't really know. See, there you go. There's Long Beach. Sounds a bit like California or Florida. Or somewhere like that, doesn't it? Well, the interesting thing is, you see the caravans there. You know how far they are from the Coast Guard, our coastwatch station, because we just walked it. I can zoom in right on those caravans. So that's how powerful our CCTV is. So we see something, we can go and have a look at it, and we can deal with it. So that's where we are now. And we're walking down here now, and then back down Hull Road. Now, I didn't know about that. A deserted medieval village. I'll find out a bit more about that. It could be a good walk round that, couldn't it? I don't know what's there, but it could be interesting. Hi Brian, how are you? Yeah, I hope you're all right now, Lucky. How are you? Sorry, I missed that. You know, when you're walking, and it can, I do try to keep up, but sometimes I don't manage it. All my dogs have been knights of a kitchen table. When I get home, we've got about another 10-15 minutes of this walk left, and then about another 40 minutes on top. I'll be home for just turned 7, which is fine really. We've had a good walk round Hornsea, haven't we, Dave? So you've more or less seen like 3/4 of Hornsea now. There's bits you haven't seen. You've got the council estate, and then you've got the retail park. That used to be a, what do you call it? It used to be the Hornsea pottery. So you've got that. And that's about it. So what we're going to do now is we've got about 10 to 15 minutes left. And that'll take me back to the car on Tesco's car park. But it's not too bad. I've readjusted my my insole. So it's helped me foot a lot. Oh, was that a plough? Me and the old Duchess remember these houses being built, and then yeah, it's about 6:05 now. Well, by the time I get back to the car, I've done about 4.5 miles, I think. Yeah, I might go and see the lady who has the field. Now, I showed you the field last week where we used to take Charlie and Alfie. Now, she breeds dogs. She does all sorts of things. Babysits them, breeds them, has the field. So I might go and have a word with her and just say, look, I've got this dog pram. It's hardly ever been used. I don't want any money for it. But it is for either a big dog or two small dogs. It was Charlie and Alfie's. And we don't have either of them now. You know, they've passed on. So I'm wondering if you know anybody who could use them. I might go and have a word with her and just ask her. Hi lads. No. I just don't take pictures of kids. It's not good. It's not good, is it? I don't know who's gonna watch it, and you get some very nasty people in the world. Just my walk around Hornsea. All right, lads. See you later. Yeah, nice kids then. But like I said to them, no. You can't be too careful, can you, really, where there's children? Maybe I worry too much. I don't know. I suppose that's the ex-teacher coming out. You're thinking of all, the risk analysis and thinking of all the things that could go wrong. Now this house is the lady who owns the field. She lives at that house there. So, as I said, I might go and pay her a visit one day and just say, look, this is what I've got. I don't want any money for it, but I do want it to go to a good home. And I think if anybody knows anybody, it'll be her. I mean, it's no good to Charlie and Alfie, is it? You know, both of them have gone. And there's another one at the back of me.
Sorry.
It's all right. Don't worry. See, kids are pretty nice. You know, in some areas you'd get 20 words back for one, but they wouldn't even say sorry when we brushed past you so close. And if you said anything, you'd get a load of abuse. But round here, no. Kids are kids. They're nice. They're decent. Good parents. Well, we're coming back now to Hull Road. I don't think I've been down here since we had Alfie and Charlie. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I'm glad you've liked it, Dave, and I'm glad you've liked it, Edward. No? It certainly is, Dave, I agree with that. Yep, Salam Beast. I'm going to come out the road because there's a car coming. Careful, kids, careful. You had me worried there. You had me worried there, honestly.
Excuse me, I fell into the dig and yelled.
Just be careful though. Seriously, one of them didn't get hurt. But that's it with kids. They don't know what danger is. They don't get it. Well, here we go. We're almost back to where we started. Now that route, I think, takes you onto the old railway track. You know, where we went the other day, or last week. So we're now on Hull Road. The next roundabout, which is just here, we go right. And then we end up right where we started from. 1 hour and 47 minutes ago. There's a fire station. So again, you've gone round, basically, in another circle. With a few bits which have jutted out and back. And now we've probably seen about I'd say 3/4 of Hornsea. There are bits we haven't seen, and there are bits we'll cover again. And for Edward, and anybody else who's interested, is the price of fuel at Tesco in Hornsea. There you go, 146.9 for petrol, or gasoline as Jack would say, and 169.9 for diesel. I'll be going in there in about 5 minutes. To fill up. Not that I need very much, but I'm just keeping myself full. So I've always got a tank. That way, if whatever happened, if I had to go over to Elland to see my son, for whatever reason, I know, I've got a full tank and I've got nothing to worry about. So I don't know if I'm on Tesco's CCTV or not. I would expect I am. Isn't an issue with me. Well, here we are. Here's my car. So guys, I just want to say thank you for your company. As I was said, I'm wearing my coastwatch gear, so I'll just let you have a quick look at that. It's a blue NATO navy jumper, and there's my epaulets. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, a big, yeah. Yeah, see you later, Brian. Hi, Dwayne. We're about to go and you've just turned up. Oh. Well, guys, I'll see you all. It's been great seeing you. And we've had some good discussions, even though we're a bit slow on the uptake at times. But we're back here. It's been a nice walk. I hope you've all enjoyed it. As always, thank you very much for your comments, your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions. It's really great. So I will see everybody else. I will see you all tomorrow. Me, I'm going to drive home before it gets dark. And I'll be seeing Toby. I'm taking him for a quick walk. It won't be out long, just a quickie. And I'll have my tea. No, I'm all right doing what I'm doing. Anyway, guys, have a lovely evening or have a lovely day. Thanks a lot, Jack. Yeah. At least you know what it looks like now. So I shall see you later. I shall see you tomorrow.